our song. Give a listen. I was the lonely one, wondering what went wrong, why love had gone and left me lonely. I was just so confused, feeling like I'd been used. Then you came to me and my loneliness left me. I used to feel I was tied to a heartache that was a heartbreak, but now that I found you, even the nights are better. Now that we're here together, even the nights are better since I found you. Oh, even the days are brighter when someone you love's beside you. Even the nights are better since I found you. You do remember, Sherry?
Sorry to come back.
Oh, we should keep singing. Give it a try. You knew just what to do, 'cause you had been lonely too, and you showed me how to ease the pain, and you did more than mend a broken heart, 'cause now you've made a fire start, and I can see that you feel the same way. I never dreamed there'd be someone to hold me until you told me, and now that I found you, even the nights are better. Now that we're here together, even the nights are better since I found you. Oh, even the days are brighter, yes, when someone you love's beside you. Even the nights are better since I found you. Let's go for the big finish, Sherry. I never dreamed there'd be someone to hold me until you told me, and now that I found you, even the nights are better. Now that we're here together, even the nights are better since I found you. Oh, even the days are brighter when someone you love's beside you. Even the nights are better since I